My name is Reggie. I'm about kicking ass. I'm about taking names. And we're about making games.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Reggie. Nintendo, you guys have really turned yourselves around. And that's what I'm here to talk about today. What's up, guys? Hayden here. And Nintendo. Oh man, like I'm really, really excited about Nintendo in the near future and the distant future. And I just want to talk to you guys about it because Nintendo is back. Nintendo is here to stay. They have really turned themselves around. And I kind of want to go over with you guys why this is so exciting. So, to start off with, the Switch. Of course, the Switch has been out. It's been out for almost a month now. We're getting close to a month, which is it's crazy how it's already been that long. But the Switch, its sales just continue to grow and grow, and it's super impressive. Its opening, I guess, like 5 days or something, was actually they saw more sales success with the Switch in the first 5 days than they did with the Wii, which I can't even believe the Wii is like 11 years old now. But like that is crazy because we all know that the Wii was just this huge, massive breakout success for Nintendo and the gaming industry as a whole. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. And it's nice to see that Nintendo has really turned their finances around because, with the Wii U era, there was, of course, the mixed messaging. There was the whole fact that they lost Satoru Iwata, which I really do think caused a lot of turmoil in Nintendo, left Nintendo and the development teams in a very, I guess, tumultuous state. Iwata was overlooking everything, and without him, I think it did really affect Nintendo. So it's good to see that they really have pushed on. They're working towards Iwata's ideas and all that, and it really seems like things are going well under Kimishima. So I'm really excited for what's coming up. Let's talk about before we get too much into the Switch. Let's talk about the fact. Let's talk about the things that led up to the Switch itself. So Nintendo, of course, these were pretty much Iwata's ideas that Nintendo has carried on and done very well doing so. Side projects. Nintendo has really expanded the use of their intellectual properties in the past few years. We've got mobile games now. Pokemon Go. I mean, that's one of the biggest success stories. I think you like say what you want about it. That is one of the biggest success stories pretty much ever. Like not even just gaming related, just like selling a product and getting people using a product. Like I don't think we'll ever see anything like that again. Like where the world was just taken over by Pokemon Go. And of course, we've got Super Mario Run now, which I guess didn't do as well as people were hoping, or as well as Nintendo was hoping financially, but it was actually a pretty good game according to reviews, fans, and whatnot. I myself have not played it. I know it's available on Android now, so maybe I'll go try it out, but I haven't played it. It's not something that particularly interests me. But yeah, and then we've got, of course, Fire Emblem Heroes, which has been pretty successful. And we've got Animal Crossing coming out, which I think that one's gonna that's gonna really suck people in. Like Animal Crossing, I think is just perfect for mobile. Like a perfect game you could take on the go out, maybe cut down a few trees, maybe buy a few things, and then you're done. Like that is the perfect mobile game. I think that's gonna be really big for Nintendo. Theme parks. Nintendo has, of course, partnered with Universal, and they're working on theme parks. Of course, this isn't going to be something that we're going to be able to experience for at least another few years, but it is still something that's very exciting. I've always wanted to go and visit Nintendo-themed attractions. I'm not really a big amusement park person, but that is definitely a way to get me to go to an amusement park, is if you put legit Nintendo stuff there. That's got me really excited. And there's also movies. Nintendo's doing movies now. There's the whole Detective Pikachu. I think that's kind of in the works. Which, by the way, we don't even have those games yet here in America or like in anywhere outside of Japan, really. And there's also like that was a couple years ago that I guess there was like a Mario movie that's been kind of in the works with Sony. Like, what's going on there? But Nintendo has really the point is Nintendo has really started to expand the use of their intellectual properties, and it's exciting. It really shows that Nintendo, has a new instilled confidence. They really do think that these IPs work in many different ways, and you know what? Prove it to us, Nintendo. There's also the fact that like there's like a Zelda Netflix series coming or something. Like there's so much going on. It's so hard to keep track of everything. But now let's talk about the Switch. And let's talk about specifically the fact that it has a pretty good lineup right now. Room to improve, of course, but let's talk about what we know about so far. So far for the Switch, first party only, we've got Breath of the Wild, which already. So the first few games have already come out. So Breath of the Wild, which like they could not have picked a better game to launch with. 1-2 Switch, and Snipper Clips. Those are the first party Nintendo games that they launched with. Of course, there's indie titles and third parties and whatnot. But then we've got, of course, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe coming next month. We've got ARMS, which is slated for the spring. We've got Fire Emblem Warriors, Mario Odyssey, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and a new Fire Emblem game, which is supposed to come out in 2018. So right there, just first party alone for the Switch, that's pretty good. It's not amazing, but there's some pretty good stuff in there. I have to say, really good multiplayer games in there. I didn't even say Splatoon. I totally forgot to say Splatoon. We've also got Splatoon 2 coming this year. Oh my goodness, I totally forgot to put that in there. But yeah, Splatoon. Between Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, ARMS, Splatoon, and then you've got some smaller indie titles in there. You've got like Fast RMX, which is already out. You've got Super Bomberman R, which I guess they've been working to fix the online. It's a really good multiplayer console for the first year. There are some really good multiplayer entries coming to the Switch. That's really exciting. But there's also some really good single player experiences. Of course, we've got Zelda, which I'm still working my way through. I've got like 150 hours in that game, and I've got maybe half of the Korok seeds. There's still some shrines I need to do, some side quests. But anyway, huge game. We've got another couple huge single player games. We've got Mario Odyssey, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Fire Emblem Warriors. Like these are all really massive games coming to the Switch. Like games that are going to be a huge bang for your buck, just based on what we know so far. These are going to be some really big games, some really exciting games, some games to really get excited for. So far, not amazing. Like there's still again some room for improvement. There might be some droughts there, at least with first parties, but E3 hasn't happened yet. You got to remember, E3 has not happened. We could get just totally blown away at E3. So let's talk about some stuff that hasn't been confirmed but has been rumored or has been talked about. Pikmin 4. Where the hell is that? That was like we found out about that like in the summer of 2015. We found out that there was a new Pikmin title that was basically almost done, and we haven't seen anything of it. Now my guess is that it was a Wii U game. Nintendo realized the Wii U was basically dead. They moved it over to the Switch. But where is that? We have not seen that yet. And I don't think that 3DS Pikmin platformer or whatever, that can't be Pikmin 4. That's more of like a spin-off. Pikmin 4, where is that? That could be something we see at E3. Pokemon Stars. That is a rumor that kind of came out, or was it a leak? I don't really remember. That came out like on the day that Pokemon Sun and Moon actually came out. And that is rumored to be a Switch title, an enhanced version of Sun and Moon. Where's that at? That could be a huge E3 announcement. Like if you put Pokemon on the Switch, like it'll outsell the Bible. Like that's all you need. But Mother 3, like Nintendo has even teased this before in their E3 2014, the one where they had the robot chicken skits. They've even teased that Mother 3 is happening. Where is Smash Brothers? Smash Brothers, like that is like to me, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time before Smash Brothers comes to the system. And honestly, I could see them holding off on that until 2018. They've got enough big multiplayer games for the Switch coming this year that another big multiplayer game, I think, would be good to space it out a bit. Maybe like summer of 2018 or something like that. But again, I think that's just a matter of time. Put a new few characters on there, like Inkling, Ice Climbers. There you go. Like you're good. Like that's all you need is a few new big characters, and you can sell Smash. But what about stuff that we haven't really heard mention of? Metroid. What is Retro Studios working on? Are they doing Metroid? Are they doing a new intellectual property? We've heard some conflicting things here and there with rumors and whatnot, and what like Retro's actually been saying. But there was that tease that Retro did on their Twitter a few months ago, where someone was like, "What are you guys working on?" And they posted a picture of a Prime steak. Metroid Prime. I mean, it could happen. But what's going on with the Metroid series? We even got that interview with Reggie. It was a little while ago where people were asking, where's Mother 3? Where's Metroid? And he said, you know what? Ask me in a year, and we'll see where those franchises are at. That is such a bold thing to say that I really think that we're going to see Metroid and we're going to see Mother 3 at E3 this year in some form or fashion. I really do think that. F-Zero, that's another series that's laid dormant for forever. And I guess we do have Fast Racing RMX, Fast Racing Neo, but I mean, that's not F-Zero. It doesn't have the F-Zero label to it, so you can't call it F-Zero, but where is that? Where is that series? Nintendo has even talked about it before, and they used a really stupid excuse. It was like some interview that I think it was like Smosh Games actually interviewed them. Like, where's F-Zero? Oh, well, the Wii U's controller isn't good for an F-Zero game, which is complete bullshit if you ask me, because F-Zero worked on the Super Nintendo, it worked on the N64, it worked on the GameCube. Those are traditional controllers. You've got traditional controllers on the Wii U. The gamepad can work. You've got the Pro controller. I didn't really get that. But a lot of first party stuff that is yet to be announced. Like, again, we can't factor out E3. E3 could be very big. And I even made a video on it this morning that Reggie has teased that this year's E3 is going to be a big one. They're very excited for it. They've got lots of new what was it? I forget his name, but I talked about it in the video this morning. One of the big producers for Nintendo Japan, like saying like, yeah, we've been coming up with just new IP after new IP. Like, I'm super excited. We've got some really off the wall ones. Like, guys, like, Nintendo is seriously like, we can ride the hype train again. The hype train is here to stay. We are going to be riding this train for a very long time. But we also got to talk about like some third party stuff, some indie stuff. We already got the treasure trove for Shovel Knight on the Switch. That's the only way you can play Spectre of Torment early. That was really smart. Nintendo has just been absolutely amazing to their indie titles. We've got Ukulele coming to the Switch as soon as possible. I understand Playtonic, like, it was kind of shitty that the Wii U died early, and they said it was because like there was programming issues with the Wii U version. I don't buy that. It's the Wii U was dead, and I get that they didn't really have plans for a Switch version initially. So I understand they got it ported over and whatnot. We will get it eventually. It sucks we're not getting it at the same time, but we'll get it. That's exciting. You know, Snake Pass, that actually comes out this week. That actually looks pretty cool. Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, the one that's basically a Castlevania game. That looks amazing, and it's coming to the Switch now. That's awesome. There's so many different indie titles that I haven't even mentioned. We've got Celeste, that looks awesome. There's the what's it called? It's the one that looks like Advance Wars. We've got that one. Like, there's so much good indie content coming to the Switch. It's incredible. This is going to be an indie machine. But there's also, big third-party games that we got to talk about. We're getting Skyrim this summer on the Switch. I think it's slated for summer. We've got Sonic Mania. We've got Sonic Forces. And Sonic Forces, it could be good. It's not convincing me. I've seen some mixed reactions to it on the internet, but they've still got plenty of time to prove that game to us. It could be good. And it shows, like, at least Sega is really taking the time to make sure that their games are good now. They're not rushing them out the door. They're making sure that they're actually going to be good games. But then we've also got the 3DS. We got to talk about the 3DS because there's still stuff coming to the 3DS. There's that Pikmin 3DS game that we saw, which, it could be all right. We haven't seen anything in that for a while now that I think about it. But there's also Fire Emblem Echoes coming out this year. I believe it's this year. God, there is so much to keep track of. But then there's, the Reggie has also said that there are still surprises waiting for the 3DS. Like, what else could be coming from the 3DS? That came out in 2011, and they're still seeming to be going, fairly strong. So that's just kind of where we're at right now. Nintendo has a lot of stuff on the horizon, and we still don't know that much. There's still so much potentially to be unveiled for the Switch. There's lots of side series that we don't know anything about. I know we just got Color Splash, but Paper Mario, could we that's still a series that they want to work on with the action adventure genre now. Where's like fuck, like, I don't know, like, there's so many Pokemon side. We got like no Pokemon games on the Wii U. We got Pokken Tournament, and that's basically it. There was like, I think, a Pokemon Rumble game or something, but that was it. There are so much there's so much potential for Pokemon on the Switch. Like, yeah, there's Pokemon Stars that might be happening. It's probably happening, let's be real. But like, if the Switch is going to sell, Pokemon's going to be there, and Pokemon is going to help it sell. Oh my God, like, I am so freaking excited for the future of the Switch and the future of Nintendo. Like, I really got to give an applause to Nintendo because they have really turned their fortunes around. They've really turned their confidence around, their ambition. Like, This is going to be a really good console. I can feel it. I'm really excited. But let me know what you think about the Switch right now. You think it's doing good? Are you excited for the future? What are you excited about in the future? And all that stuff. Thank you guys, of course, for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitter. Links for those are in the description below. Take care of yourselves. Peace out, guys. Bye.